Get YouTube started over here. I've been really bad about getting everything set up here. It's because I'm not used to the sequence of events. And I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I'm a little slow today. Oh god, who's triggering my Final Fantasy 14 PTSD? Uh-huh. Yeah, she's doing the appropriate dance for this. Hello, everybody. Let's switch streams here. Oh, ooh, hold on. Okay, there we go. I think it's this one. Perfect. It worked. Okay. Now, hold on. Wait a minute. I messed up here because I totally forgot and turned a bunch of stuff off. So give me 1 second. I was messing with this scene before stream because I needed to fix my mic. So if you guys haven't realized, the sound should be syncing now with my actual lips, which it was not before, because there is a weird desync issue that can happen when you have a fully rigged model like this. And I ended up trying to resolve that. Okay, so let's get chat online. Let's go boom, boom. And then I look like I have lost boom. And there we go. I think that's everything. Should be. All right, let me move myself here and we'll get myself into the corner. And we will move Aurelia down as well. Trying to just kind of shrink her down to size a little bit here. I do want her to be here, but not going crazy. No more Rongo Biniette opening. I'm thinking about how to handle stuff like that because I definitely realize that my transitions are very loud. So I'm maybe thinking of getting new ones and we'll just see. Let me also pull one of these. La 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 da 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 da. Oh. Hold on. Hold that thought. Is it this? Yeah, it's this. Okay, there we go. Swoosh. Whoosh. Whoosh. There you go, chat. There's today's artwork. Let me grab the sauce for y'all. Oh, wait. Technically, it's yesterday's artwork. Let me grab for you guys the actual sauce for today, because I gotta switch this. You guys are seeing Stream Surgery live, so just get used to it. If for those of you guys that are, regulars, I'm sure you have seen this sort of thing before. But if you guys are newer, occasionally after I make some changes, I end up with stuff like this. So there we go. There it is. Let me grab it for you guys on the YouTube side. There you are. And let's grab it for you guys on the Twitch side. And there you are. Okay. Ugh. So how is everybody doing? So we can have Lucha. Well, there's still a couple of issues here, and I'm definitely trying to figure some stuff out. It's very bright. Yeah, that's the lighting effect. I can definitely turn it down, but well, if it's lit like that, you can't see it as well, which means nobody else can see it as well. I could leave it as this. It's perfectly okay. The new background looks so good. Good. I'm glad you guys like it. It's definitely something that Faye worked really hard on, and I myself have tormented Faye with it for quite a while here. But we wanted to get something that felt a little bit cozier, and this is definitely right up this alley. Somebody else's paradise, indeed. I guess it's still say so ish. It's definitely on that line. But again, I hope you guys did enjoy the debut yesterday. There was definitely some stuff that I messed up. In particular, I did notice there was that desync, so it should be fixed now. Let me know if you guys do notice any sort of like basically if the sound, like everything that I'm saying is not matching the movement of my lips, then there's some issues. So I'm not saying it's got to be like perfect, but if you're seeing that like, oh hey, I'm hearing it before his mouth actually moves, that's going to be a problem, and so that's something I definitely want to deal with. But it should be dealt with. Everything should be in sync now. And there's still a couple of Aurelia issues, as you guys know. But I have like tried to make sure that if there are certain redeems, that the redeems are, how should I put this, fair in terms of their pricing. I didn't want like, you know, for instance, the dance one is supposed to last for 2 whole minutes, but somebody can literally just type like something in chat and Aurelia will respond to it, and that will totally interrupt any sort of dance redemption that she's doing. So that's why I have the cost of dance set so cheap right now. Oh wow, hold on, am I peaking? I just noticed my model freeze up for the first time there. Ooh, we are. Okay, at least for a little bit there. What seems to be my issue? It's probably OBS. It's probably the extra stuff I'm doing here. Let me... Oh, no, that's... Oh my god, I can't believe I made it through the entire debut with that. I had Roll20 open, and if you guys don't know, Roll20 is the site that we use for D&D, and it absolutely, like, if you think your Chrome tabs are hogs, you need to run Roll20. It will devour your computer. I'm amazed that we had no hiccups on that side of things when I had it open that whole time. That's freaking wild to me. I actually can't believe that. But okay. Delicious resources, yeah. I thought that was for background encounters. No, that's why I was so surprised. I had no idea that that was running because I thought I had closed down a bunch of stuff in preparation for the debut, but I guess things were what they were, so I didn't get the opportunity to. We are going to have an AMA later. I know people have questions about the debut overall for me, so it's definitely going to be a thing, but for now, I think we can go ahead and we can try to get FGO proper kind of dealt with right here for a little bit. Did you see Roll20 is now in Discord activities? I did actually see that, and I was at least somewhat surprised. I didn't think that they were gonna do that sort of thing, but it is at least a interesting concept. Let's see if they manage to pull it off correctly, because I think that's something that's gonna be it's probably like for instance, I haven't tried it myself, but if I had to guess, you probably have to log in via your actual Roll20 account, because I would think that'd be the only way that Roll20 would go ahead and allow it. By the way, chat, you guys have 4 hours left on your stuff, so make sure you guys get that done. I got spooked twice. Scotty doesn't want me, I see. Mr. K, the doggos, they're gone? Yes, that's definitely something I'm going to talk about. So if you guys have major questions about the debut or things that you maybe want to see, save it for the later portion of stream where I'm going to talk about that with you guys. Roll20, excuse my ignorance. Yeah, Roll20, Kimba, is just a... so you know there's TTRPGs, right? So tabletop stuff. And there started to be a lot of like web-based like versions of it, so that like you can actually play them over the internet with you know, friends and people that are not like necessarily living in your area. And Roll20 is one of those sites, so it allows you to be able to play a lot of different tabletop games on it, and it's really, really nice for that. Are these songs skip? Okay. I definitely need to see about getting song requests into my new bot. So I'm actually running two stream bots right now. I am running a bot called Nightbot, which you guys are used to, and I'm also running a new bot called Mix It Up. Mix It Up's a Linux-based bot, and it's really interesting. It's really powerful, but certain things like song request I have not actually like managed to flip over yet because it would require me to do more work, and definitely I was focused more on getting certain things up and running for the debut proper. Okay, looks like we didn't get the cards that we actually wanted here, so we'll try to get it on the next one. No more Aurelia bot, SMH. Wait, Aurelia bot's definitely here. That's actually a different bot, so y'all farming eggs too? Sick, so am I. I'm just doing the 90 plus plus because it works. So it is what it is. The fact that this node gives eggs on top of that's just icing on the cake for me as far as I'm concerned. Let's do that. This should be enough to easily kill. I think I just need the Buster card here, basically. And bonk. Yep, yeah, 385. Good lord. Gonna be rolling the Summer Comma rerun tonight. Got 630 Sandcords left over. Nice. Good luck. I hope you get it. And let's see here. Gonna just pull one of those. I see chat has redeemed the spin in their attempts to yeet Aurelia. Oh, wow. It actually threw her at the side there, so there's a little bit of lag. I will check the system resources here again, just because I want to make sure that it's not peaking. The memory is getting hogged quite a bit, but it's mostly just chat with the bully. It's mostly just all the programs that I have running, which that sort of thing's unavoidable. I mean, I gotta be really honest, I'm really surprised that my rig is actually able to handle as many resources as it can. I think it's one of the best investments that I made now at this point, was actually just like getting everything up and online and capable of running at the same time. Chat's gonna keep bullying Aurelia. And Aurelia did nothing wrong. I need time to farm way more ashes, indeed. Efficiently farm eggs on JP. I expect that there will eventually be an actual, like, proper node for it in, like, Ordeal Call. I think what you're going to see over time is they're eventually just going to put everything into it, and then it's going to be perfectly okay. Hello, Katana. How's it going? I missed your debut yesterday, Cab, but I watched the VOD. I like how it all turned out nice. Thank you. I appreciate it. Like I said, I was super worried. I wanted to be sure that everyone was going to like this. But I felt like certain people probably were going to be upset with the change. I had tried to do my best in that regard to make sure that like everyone would be okay with it. It's part of the reason that my model is just basically me. It's me as a knight, not necessarily any real difference here. The lips froze for just a second. Yeah, that can kind of happen. I'm not super concerned with the lips freezing so much as like the actual full-blown model bricking up. It's probably just a system resource issue, and I will make sure that I look into that as much as possible. Time to watch Khadroth again. Yes. I'm a goddess, I see. Or if it's not in an ordeal call quest, I ain't farming it in free quests. Honestly, I mean, there's definitely some things that I think you're going to have to regardless, but like, yeah, I don't really blame you in that regard. I think it's just going to be a thing. I think the ordeal call nodes are as good as they are, and just for that reason alone, everybody should be trying to basically use them. Okay, let's go with air here. Ugh. Got about 50 hours till the first JP Annie stream. Yep, Mr. Two Love Trouble's going to be covering that. Basically, all of it. He's going to be translating the entire thing. That's why I'm going to ask you guys to, again, as always, support my boy. I know we have several people that do have a tendency to like cover the stuff, but Trubs has been doing it as long, if not longer, than most of them. And Trubs usually takes his time off of work and actually takes the time out of his day to properly cover it all. So that you, if you have any interest, you don't miss anything. Whereas a lot of other people just try to show up just for the like main event. I might need to be sleeping for that time. What time is it? Let me double check here because Trub sent me some stuff. And I'm not totally sure. Okay. Uh, it starts at 10 a.m. JST and goes to 6 p.m. JST. So that should be like the final festivities should be occurring basically like Sunday morning, really early in the morning, which is definitely going to be a thing. Okay, sorry about that. Is it common to just crit down the first or second wave of this 90 plus plus? I don't know how common it is, but I can do it fairly easily without much issue. It's not a big deal. Just need lamps for Ibuki, indeed. Imagine being awake for JP streams at 1 a.m. I mean, you can totally go for that. I like, at least for us, chat, it's going to be during the weekend, so there's not really too much to like be upset about. I will probably, like, for instance, Friday, I'm gonna go live in my normal time slot. We're gonna do a little bit of FGO, but then I'm probably gonna end early Friday. Because what we're gonna do is we're gonna pass things off to Mr. Trubs, who's gonna be translating all of that, and basically giving him all the love. And then on the Discord, we're gonna be having a community night where I think we are undecided as of the current moment as to what we're going to be playing, but I will see what the minds of VIP think, and the minds of VIP are totally gone, so I have no idea what they think. Hello, Alba. How's it going? Hmm. Oh. I wonder if VTube Studio has a memory leak as well. That's going to be interesting if that's the case. I hope it's not, but it could be. been critting down the waves of Saber Astolfo. Yeah, like I think it's certainly a thing that can be done. I've seen a lot of people again like waltz into this and be like, "Oh, this is so easy. People made way too big of a deal out of 90 plus plus." Just you wait. That's all I can say. Just you wait. You will not always have damage bonus. You will not always have a craft essence. This is not a guaranteed thing. This one is not that bad compared to some of the others. Aurelia's boobs are too little. Enlarge them. I think they're just right. I think they're beautiful. Looks at Gouda 790 plus plus. Yeah. Vimboto servants help too. Yep. I think a lot of people like you're gonna see a lot of people that are gonna be quick to dunk on this and be like, ah ha ha, game not hard. People were making too big of a deal out of this, and I'm like, yeah, honestly, fuck those people. And the reason why I say that, okay, it's basically them trying to dunk when the reality is people like me are simply trying to warn you and prepare you so that you don't get fucked by it. That's it. It's that simple. And yet I see people all the time that are like, oh, it's not hard. I don't know what Cad's complaining about. Why is he saying this stuff? And I'm like, well, if it's not hard for you, then clearly I wasn't speaking to you. I don't know why that's a difficult concept for people to understand, but it unfortunately is. 90 plus plus too easy, then print 120 Morgan Arjuna Alter. Yeah, like, don't get me wrong. There are definitely a lot of solutions for this, and MLB of the Damage She is a thing. However, you're going to watch NA go through the gambit of, wow, 90 plus plus is so easy. Into, holy shit, 90 plus plus is dumb. And why can't I 6-slot? That's what you're going to start to see. I shit you not. The lotto ones, yep. Yeah, it's going to be the lotto ones are going to be the ones that actually upset people. Which 90 plus plus do you think is the hardest to date, Cad? I think that sort of thing's a little bit like subjective because it's going to depend on your own account and like what you have issues with. I see. Thank you, Trips. And like, I don't know, right? Like the one that really does stick in my mind is the upcoming one, the middle 90 plus plus node for Morganfest. That one was one that everybody pretty infamously complained about. Besides that, I don't know that it's like any of them are insurmountable. Okay, there you go. My model's freezing. So definitely, okay, hold on, chat. Give me 1 second here. I'm gonna try DOS reboot. Because it's wild that like none of this was happening during the actual debut. And if this is just the way that it is, I'll just have to like make sure I reboot each of these before stream. This just unfortunately adds to my pre-stream checklist. But it is what it is. This sort of thing does happen. Take your time, you're good. Oh no, it's fine. I'm trying to make sure that like there's no issues. Okay. Do that. Do that. Bing, bang, boom. Just closing down some of the... Okay, close that. Also grabbing some of the scenes here. All right, should be good. And hopefully that's a little bit nice. Yeah, that already is nicer on the resources. So yeah, oh my god, wow, that halved VTube Studio. So VTube Studio has a memory leak. Huh. Oh, and now my mouth's doing the weird thing where it doesn't open. Give me one more second, chat. Hmm. Hmm. I don't know why this happens, but sometimes it does. So I have an issue where I just am all teeth. Give me one more sec. Just need to pay the WinRAR subscription? Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, now that we're back online. Okay. Is it working now? No, it's still not working. What the hell? Why is that a thing? What am I forgetting? All right, we'll close both again. That's nutty. I have no idea why this like issue happens. Work, damn you. Yeah, it's really weird. This is an issue I've had with the setup from the very beginning, and thankfully I didn't have that issue yesterday. What the shit? Why is this happening? Dad's on an adventure? Apparently. Gonna do that too. It's the VTuber scuff curse. You just learn to deal with it. Oh, chat. Listen, I hear VTubers complain about this stuff all the time. This is nothing new. This is just the streamer curse. Hmm. Oh, is that what the issue is? Technical difficulties, please stand by. Hmm. That is so weird. I've never had it happen this many times in a row. It's like I'm doing something wrong. And what's even further weird is it was just working. So note to self, don't reboot in the middle of stream. Disturbed, thank you for the prime. Chat, can we get some love for Disturbed? And again, apologies for this. Hmm. Oh, that's not good either. What the shit? I don't understand this. All right, Chad, I've got one other idea here. Hello, Maxie. Hmm. What the shit? Now even that's beginning to go bad. Huh. Okay. Gotta love Unity-based products. Reboot and restart. It would require me at this point, the only other thing I can think of is that there might be some sort of issue with VTube Studio needing an update, which certainly could be a thing. Because I definitely see that I'm getting the proper mouth detection on everything other than VTube Studio. And I don't know why. It's just not liking VTube Studio. Let me make sure the stuff is all plugged in. Huh. Okay, it's not that. Huh. Yeah, it's just doing this so we can appreciate the art. I wish. All right, chat. Unfortunately, let me kill Aurelia as well. Because what I think needs to happen here is I think in a weird way, I've got to update these two. Give me 1 second. It's gonna take a minute here. The technicals are being difficult. Yeah, I'll never do this on stream ever again now that I know that this can happen. This is big oof. One day Cat will free us from Nightbot's tyranny. That is actually on my to-do list. He killed Aurelia. She's gone. I know. I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry. Obviously, right now would not be a good time to do any sort of redemption because you won't get a refund. What's that? Oh, look at that. There's a VTube Studio update. Fucking hell. I can bring her back. Mm-hmm. All right, there we go. Now we got that. So that should be good. Um I hate this because it's such a jank thing and it's caused by literally one of the like programs that I use, one of the program's authors refuses to allow the program to work outside of Steam. And so that causes a little bit of issues. Okay, we're gonna boot that back up. I don't care about Path of the Exile right now. And hopefully this fixes the VTube Studio issue. Okay. All right, that's working perfectly fine. Chat, you're probably going to see a big white box. That's just Warudo rebooting. Pay it no mind. It's not going to harm you. Trust me. Oh my god, it is still refusing. What the shit? Wow, I cannot fix my mouth. Holy crap. I have no idea what this is. Is she back? She should be, yes. Um, wow. I don't know what to do about this. This is a issue that I have not had. Normally, whenever my mouth breaks like this, I can fix it pretty easy. I'm just not able to fix this time. And I don't know why. Um, I'm just double checking to make sure there wasn't like some sort of crazy uh like toggle that got turned on. Okay, none of that's a problem. Okay. Uh, Forgive me for this, chat. Is that what it is? Hmm. Tried this in the reverse order. Okay. Yeah, that's something here's not right. Did I have issues with the 3D model? No, none. Like Aurelia is perfectly fine in that regard. The issues that I have with her are just like animations overlapping, not like, hey, my mouth won't open. So for reference, chat, like, and I could turn this on and show you, right? But like, so I'm able to talk. You guys are seeing my lips moving, but I can never not just be all teeth. My mouth will never actually properly open, and I don't know why that is. That's super weird. So like, I'm trying to like fix that and troubleshoot why that is, and it's being a big dummy. And what's weird is normally just a simple reboot fixes it, like of the programs, right? And for some odd reason, it's refusing. It is just utterly refusing. Yeah, the E-Bridger's definitely doing its thing. Don't understand this. Um, hmm. Sorry, I'm literally talking with my rigger at the moment, chat. Because I'm trying to see if she can think of anything that I haven't thought of. Hmm. Okay. Well, chat, looks like we're doing it without my mouth because I can't think of any reason. So I'm just gonna be like a ventriloquist for all of you today. Until I can like figure out a way to resolve this, I have no idea like what to do. Because the only other way would be to totally reboot stream, and I'd rather not do that. Oh, hold on. Um, no, it's not there. Okay, that's weird. Huh? Okay, chat. Give me one sec. Okay. Well, it's not the best, but it should work. At least there will be a mouth that opens now. I'll have to look into this. This is like I don't know what to do about this sort of thing because like this is at any limit of what my technical expertise can handle. And basically, there's 3 interacting programs here, and if one of them fails in one way, shape, or form, there's only so much like troubleshooting that I can do for it. And thank you, Kieran. I appreciate it. Yeah, we were trying desperately to fix it, and no amount of rebooting it would make it work. There was a VTube Studio update, but you don't know if there's one on the vBridger side of things, do you? A few when VTuber programs die. Yeah, it happens. I get that. He speaks, but his mouth doesn't move. Sorcerer, yes. I'll check on that. Yeah, do me that favor, please do. Because I have no idea. Worst case, just activate a face toggle for the rest of stream. You're not wrong, right? Like, but I don't necessarily have anything covering my mouth other than copium. So like, I could just do like this, and I can just be like this for the rest of the stream. I could just be deeply inhaling the copium. There are people who can sing opera while their mouth is closed. Yeah, because you kind of just sing it with your throat, right? Like, oh, do, 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 do. Yeah, I can kind of do that. Is the video capture camera disabled in OBS? It should be. That shouldn't be the issue because it's not even going through the camera in that regard. And like the only way I could see something like that being the issue is if it's managed to somehow hijack everything. Trollo, yes, okay. At least one of you guys figured it out. All right. Well, with that, let's go on to JP since my JP is probably capped, and it is. We don't really have anything to do right now on JP. We're in a little bit of a doldrums here as there's not much going on. So I should have my ordeal call notes to do, but that's basically it. JP holding pattern, yeah. And to be fair, we do kind of expect this, but it is somewhat odd because in the past we've definitely had like actual full-blown how do I put this? Like full-blown like memorial quests and campaigns and stuff leading up to it. But right now there's really nothing other than I think there's like a story catch-up campaign going on. Chat being evil. JP kind of dead until the weekend. Yep. Oh, wait. Hold on. What is this? The pavilion quests. Ah, so these are already for the tickets. Wait, is this our memorial quest? Did this start and I totally had no idea? Oh, it's the craft essence ticket. Okay. Well, hold that thought. I'm definitely going to go spin some of this down first. Now I have been sitting on the node here for whatchamacallits for Dragon Reverse Scales, and I've already gotten a ton, and it's definitely worth it. No Aurelia head pat Sag. It's definitely something I gotta work on. That should be a possible redemption of some sort. But definitely something I will have to try to do. Oh shit, that was not the... Oh boy, that's none of that is how I wanted that to go. Okay, we're gonna do that. And of course, I simply don't have the cards for this. So yeah, this is gonna be really nice. 98%, of course. I wanted a head pat to make up for the dog attacks. Yeah, that's what we used to have enabled for her. Unfortunately, so like this is also a big reason, chat, that we moved away from Aurelia 2.0. But basically, the 2.0 there was not the best. It essentially ended up being a like very restrictive thing, and there was a lot of like duct tape and glue holding it together, and things were starting to break there in the last couple months. And if you guys remember, I would tell you like, oh hey, yeah, like I want to do this, but like I don't necessarily think that I can, in terms of like fixing stuff. And that became quite the problem. And I knew I needed to do something, but it was going to basically cost me. And at that point, I was already just looking into like getting 3.0 working. So I just said, screw it, we're just going to get 3.0 up and online. So we've definitely, in that regard, like taken a step back, but I would expect that in the future, you're going to get even more. It was the put together version of something broken that CAD received. Yeah. And the people who made Aurelia work are wizards. They really are. I just like, I have the utmost respect for everybody that helped me this time around. And I still have respect for everybody that made that 2.0 model work. Like it's astounding that it actually did, and it is a miracle that it even worked to any degree. But it really, really, truly was like it's like, Chad, if you imagine if you got like a lemon for a car and it has no business running. So imagine fixing it up enough to somehow get it running. That's the equivalent of like what Aurelia 2.0 was. It had no business working in even the slightest. When I received the model, it didn't even have a skeleton for animating in any way, shape, or form. So like that's how little the modeler did for it. He really screwed us in that regard. So, and that, like I said, that was the prior version. This version, the modeler is fantastic. That's Cole. He did a great job with it, and did a like basically went above and beyond the call for me in that regard. She came boneless. Yep. Yeah, it was not a good scenario, and it's part of the reason why I'm just so upset about that whole situation in general, because nobody should ever get something like that delivered to them and still have to pay exorbitant sums of money for it. I'm not a fan of the person that did it. I will probably never like speak well of them in that regard. And chat, I'm just gonna say, if all of a sudden one day you see me like start to dogpile a certain like 3D modeler, you'll know that's who it is. Because I'm not going to be the one to cause drama, but I'm not going to be surprised if drama happens with that person. And when it does happen, I will be right there. I will be right there. And I'll be like, yeah, here's my story. Because to me, it's not really worth trying to kick up a storm or anything like that. But no, absolutely, if I can help expose them in any way, shape, or form for the asshole that they are, I will. I have no issue doing that sort of thing. Show me the money. Yeah. Well, that's like I said, right? Nobody should really have to go through that. You shouldn't get delivered a broken product. You shouldn't get delivered something that like just doesn't work at face value, that you have to go hire other people behind the scenes to fix. And then when you ask for a small, simple change, they basically tell you to go take a hike. It's like that just absolutely aggravates me. Takaru, is their gender in Samurai Remnant dependent on your character? Takaru is considered to be relatively genderless. I see a lot of people, like, I basically refer to Yamato as a woman, but I see a lot of people be like, nah, it's a dude. And I'm like, it really doesn't matter. It's basically genderless. They're just Saber. That's the way to think about it. It is a Saber face. It is a Saber mentality. And that's 100% of what they're going for. So I would just say it's whatever you want it to be. The Daeon approach, yeah, probably quite similar. All the female characters in Samurai Remnant treat them like a female. Yep. Yeah, and it's really funny, but then like everyone would point to the fact that even though their mannerisms are distinctly somewhat female and stuff, that there is a backstory in Samurai Remnant about them having a wife. And so, like, oh, that makes them clearly male and everything like that. I'm like, well, it could be, but it also could be yet another Saber situation where maybe they were female and disguising themselves and hiding the fact that they were a male. Whether or not that is the case, we will probably never know, but it is an interesting thing nonetheless. Choose your own flavor, Saber face. Yep. 100%. Uh-oh. I see what's brainstorming in my DMs. I hope that's not the solution. But yeah, that's wild to me. And I hate that that's like the situation with this currently. Because I just want this to work. Cat getting Aurelia wet, I see. Takaru seems cool. That's next year, right? Yep. Takaru is a fantastic unit. She basically is just strong on the outset. Definitely so because she is a anti-demonic saber, and that's just always going to be good. But add in just sort of extra capacity. She's an arts looper. She has 50% charge split up amongst two skills. So she's very, very malleable and very adaptable to the situation. Any advice about spreading grails to 120 on both servers? I don't really feel like grailing all my targets on both servers. Should I look forward? Should I look towards classes? I have 3 pairs of servants in different classes. So you can definitely like try to like focus one. That's usually what I'll tell people to do, is not to spread stuff around in that regard. But there's no real harm in it, especially if like it's a 120 project, right? Like if we're talking 100, just go ahead and focus it and get it done. But when we start to talk a 120 project, no, it's totally feasible that you might not like be able to get it done in any timely manner. So in that regard, like let's say you were grailing a Lancer and you had a ton of Lancer embers, you can throw that there. But if you're grailing a Saber, you can also have Saber embers and throw that there. There's technically no issue with it. If you're just trying to be efficient with your embers, I don't see a problem. And I've talked to you guys before about this this concept of a trash can, which sounds atrocious, but it's the idea that like, oh, hey, all of my units are at max level and I don't know what to do with my embers anymore. So the easy concept here is like, well, you throw a grail here, you throw a grail here, you throw a grail here, and you throw a grail here, and then you just divvy up your embers as needed and basically manage to sort of like kind of use them still efficiently, but you don't have to worry as much about like, oh no, I've hit the cap and I no longer have any space to store any sort of extra embers. So that's the idea at play here, is to just have the capability of still utilizing them without having to burn them. I'm going to say right now, being inefficient with your grails is less bad than being inefficient with your embers. So that's usually what I'll tell people to do. But it's totally up to you, right? Like you can absolutely say like, hey, I just want to focus one, or hey, maybe I just like, open up the path to 120 for like 2 of the units and start throwing in embers into that. The whole concept at play here is though that you just don't want to have to burn embers so that you don't waste them. VTuber, hello, Afo. Yes, we are like 70% VTuber right now. Apparently my mouth does not totally work, so we're having a little bit of an issue. I was talking about class score. Oh, sorry. Yeah, let me see. Okay, yeah, I'm totally confused as to what you're asking then. If you're talking about class score, you're just saying like, should you focus on class scores for like classes that you have units grailed to 120? Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a good idea. Like, you should try to attack your class scores in the order of what you think will be important to your account. I'm gonna say what's important to your account is just the units that you use the most. So. Like if you find yourself using your grailed units all the time, then yeah, I don't see any issue with trying to make them even stronger. Now the Arturia wait and QP buildup resumes. Yeah, where's that dev diary here? I did want to briefly mention this. So we got the dev diary.
Hello, everyone.
And it's a big nothing burger. I'm honestly like, I have to say this as somebody that that purposefully planned my debut date for yesterday to be in between NA and JP having significant events. I have no idea why we got this. There really was no reason for this. This is a waste of Mr. 2's time. I do understand that it's a selector ticket, but I'm also like kind of questioning why NA is getting this campaign right now, at least for the way things seem, because we're basically just getting our selector ticket. Y'all know about it already, and if you guys need any sort of advice, I actually have an entire video talking about how to approach this. Spoiler alert, my advice to you is to pick Saber because it's the only 5-star here. But in reality, there are at least 2 other choices that I would consider to be good gameplay-wise, and that's your other 4 stars. Honestly, beyond that, it's just at that point, I'm not advising you on gameplay anymore. If you pick one of these units, you're not picking for gameplay. You're picking purely because you like the character. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it just means that I can't give you advice. Like when you start picking for taste, there is no advice that can help you. It's just you picking for taste. You're picking your favorite at that point. In the same way, it's like, oh, well, I don't want Arturia, even though I don't have her, but I'm going to pick Emiya. That would also be just you not picking gameplay and you picking purely for taste. So it's perfectly okay to do stuff like that. But yeah, there's not much advice that anyone can actually give you guys on this. Now, what I will say is it's nice that we're getting this, but the issue that I have with this dev diary is we got the selector ticket announced. We did not get a date. We did not get a date for the visual novel. And so I'm just kind of questioning why any of this is occurring right now. Like, there's really no reason to do it other than I guess they have nothing else to do. So it's kind of odd, right? And in that regard, we did get as well the download campaign, the social media campaign that they had talked about on that, which again, this is nice as well, but you guys can see like all we're really getting is some quartz, and it's just for liking and retweeting, which I think it's a total of 35,000. We are already at basically 24,000 just off of that, and heck, if they include the retweets, then yes, we are over the 35,000 already, so that's not a bad deal there. But the thing that I'm going to try to point out here is yet again just that like they still didn't give us a proper date, and all they did is say that this lasts until the 6th at basically, you know, like 2400, so essentially midnight going into the 6th. Going into the 7th, is when this will be a thing. So roughly like on the 7th at like 3 a.m. This strikes me as this is going until like a maintenance time or something like that, but I don't know. Either way, I'm going to tell you that this is probably the date that we're actually going to get it is going to be on the 7th. There's no problem with that. I just like I said, I don't see any real reason to be in a rush, any real reason to do this if they're not also simultaneously launching the visual novel. And why do I think they're not launching the visual novel now? Because Aniplex absolutely will not waste any opportunity to market. And the fact that they didn't say anything about the visual novel means that you're not getting the visual novel now. Because they would have absolutely been stumping for it and telling you guys that it was coming. So this is definitely a weird choice to run this campaign at the moment. Like I said, I don't hate it or anything like that. I'm just kind of like going, what the heck is going on with them and why are they doing this? Because this was easily probably the worst dev diary. And it's wild because we've had another dev diary that was extremely bad and only like 3 minutes long. Somehow this managed to be worse than that. This was literally just nothing. It was Mr. 2 standing next to Arturia and essentially just saying, hey, you're getting a selector ticket and a login bonus. That's it. And quartz and the other campaigns. I don't know. Like maybe this is their way of saying, hey, this is going to be the 26 million downloads campaign. Let me actually go look and see, because I don't remember what the 26 million campaign is supposed to be here. And we can find it probably pretty easy. So it should be right here in 2022, September maybe. There's advanced quests, August, there it is. So 26 million downloads campaign gave us a login bonus. Let's see, what was our login bonus here? 2 million QP. Space Ishtar available. Yeah, I'm not necessarily seeing that it's the same thing. So this may be the same thing as the actual Stay Night thing. So let me double check that as well. And how? Thank you for the 1 year. Chat, can we get some love? I believe it was January. There it is. Okay, you got your CEs, your list of units. There was a login bonus. Yep. Okay, it's the exact same thing as this. None of this is changed. Oh, that's funny. So yeah, this is basically when we got this. I don't know why they this is weird, because I could have sworn I was under the impression that we didn't get this update until like January, but I guess we got it now already. But yeah, like, so they're just choosing to run it. There's really like no big deal about it. There's no reason that they have to run it here. I was wondering, just again, were they like combining it with the 26 million downloads campaign, which is also on the horizon? It's going to be doubly weird because you're also supposed to get 2 times super great success. So like you're also supposed to get half cost Ember Gathering and free quest. So I suspect that is what's going on here, because they did not get that. Let me see. So they got the game update. They got the login bonus. Yeah, so this does look like they're combining the two, which is going to be interesting, because I suspect that means that you're probably going to end up getting this banner as intended, which this is just sort of the Fate Stay Night banner here. And then you're probably also likely to get the 26 million download rewards here, of which, again, you guys could see there was some stuff in the Da Vinci shop. This is also where we get the login update. But like I said, they didn't announce any of this, so it's really, really odd. If this is meant to be that, I don't know what they're doing, because it seems like they took this 2 times super and great success and the like half cost free quest and half cost Ember Gathering through basically this entire portion minus the Space Ishtar thing onto the Fate Stay Night banner, and then like I have no idea where the rest of this went. So it's really, really odd. Mordred skill 1 buff kind of puts her on par with Daddy, right? No, I think she still loses, but where she ends up being stronger is for critting. She doesn't lose by much though, and I believe there is like scenarios where she can go higher if I'm remembering correctly. I'd have to see the numbers again, because it's obviously been like 2 years, but it's I believe she doesn't like just like, yeah, if you want to say put her on par, yeah, I think it does at that point. I don't think she's better. I don't think she's necessarily worse. I think she's just kind of samey. I think the issue that she well, no, she does have that too. I'm trying to remember. Well, no, it may just be again the fact that she doesn't have the charisma, but it's no big deal, honestly. She can double up her mana burst. Yeah, that I'm aware. Like I said, I'm speaking from memory here, so I may be incorrect about that. Nito 120, here I come. Yeah. But yeah, so like I don't know what they're trying to do. It does appear like they're somewhat mishmashing the two. And it's very odd, but yeah, I don't see any reason why they have to be in a hurry for this. Like, Chat, y'all aren't getting anything for August. And I do mean that. Like this is probably going to be the only thing during August because we already know, I think, like the actual timing of the proper events. I'm trying to remember the exact slide for when they said everything was going to be. Because let's see here. Their next event is, I think, Yamatai Koku here, which isn't until September, which I think will come at the end of August. So like they're just gonna run the download campaign here, but they don't really have anything else. Like you're not gonna get the Melty Blood thing unless they're trying like. So I'm gonna say this: they missed an opportunity to go like, "Hey, Melty Blood, let's hype Evo." That would have been an easy thing for them to run, and they totally didn't do it. But yeah, we're probably not going to get anything like this. I think we're already getting this right now. So like, I suspect what they're doing is they're just mishmashing that with the Fate Stay Night thing, which is, like I said, I don't know what their plan is, like schedule wise at this point. It's just rather odd. It seems like they're gonna kind of like put themselves in a weird spot, and I don't really understand why. We had both Melty Blood banners already. Did we already have the second one? Okay, I had forgotten that if we did. Did I grab monthly tickets? Yes. You got Scotty? Congrats, Yugi. Just finishing 130, or sorry, 120ing Thudi. I see. Goes pretty quick, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, when it's two times, right? Like you're half the cost of a normal 120. So it definitely should go more fast. I wish we got 2 batches of Road to 7 in August while we don't have events. Yeah, that would have been nice. I could definitely say that they probably should have started to do stuff like that, but it is what it is. Anyways, like I said, I don't really know why, and it seemed kind of arbitrary for them to throw out a dev diary here, and for the dev diary to only be like 2.5 minutes. Like, I gotta be honest, I'm kind of miffed I had to cover this in the middle of the debut, because like, this was basically nothing. Like, it was like, hey, we've got a campaign coming, and you're getting a selector ticket, which that in and of itself is not nothing. I just don't understand why they're like rushing this, if you will. Like there's really no reason to be in a hurry. They could easily stall this out, let us have some dead time, give us this, and like kind of just let people cool down from everything, and then that won't be a big issue. But it be what it be, chat. Okay, so with that in mind, let's go touch NA here, because I've got a CQ that I've got to do, or at least I've been told. I don't actually, do I even have the CQ unlocked? So I haven't done the normal one there. There's that. Chat, where is my CQ? Because I do have a bunch of these 5 AP runs to do. Bottom right. Ah, okay, there we go. I'm going to do the 5 AP ones. I just haven't done it yet. Oh, we got booted. The roadmap, if you want to... Oh, thank you, Age. Yeah, okay, so I thought I remembered that the roadmap had said this was late August. So, Chad, you're not getting anything until September. So, like, you're not in August yet, which means there is still, like, let's see, how many? 30 days? 30 days left of, like, I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to have to fill this with something. Don't get me wrong, I'm excited to have some free time. I'm excited to be able to play some non-FGO stuff, because as you guys know, for like the past month and a half here, I've been playing all FGO. We will at least be carried by JP during this time, because we're going to have anniversary, and we're also going to end up having, you know, like, summer right after that. But after that point, I have no idea. So it's just, it is what it is. And there's, I would not expect very much out of NA in that regard. I could use some dead time, to be honest now. Yeah, and I've said this before too. I know a lot of people are like obsessed with FGO and love it. I myself am, but like God, you know, like even still from earlier in the year, that really like was a gauntlet of a lot of like farming stuff. Now, maybe everybody didn't go as hard in it. Maybe people didn't have the resources to do so. That's perfectly fine. But for those of us who did, Jesus, I am burnt on farming. Like I'm actually, and I know some people really want the JP lotto to occur, but I'm really excited by the fact that they haven't run a lotto. More blue apples for tea in Morganfest? Yes. No new banner, my free-to-play span is nice. Exactly. The singled Summer Scotty? Nice. Give me the lotto on an A now? No. No, you already had a lotto back in March. If you need a lotto, you didn't pace yourself. You gotta pace yourself, chat. To be fair, though, like, you're through summer already on an A. So, unless you have, like, robust rolling plans between now and the next lotto, of which, chat, that's basically Yamatai Koku and, do we have a Halloween? Yeah, we have a Halloween event this year. So it's basically Huyanzhou and Yamatai Koku. So it's like, unless you're rolling one of those two events, I think the only thing you got to level up is a welfare at Guda Guda. Do we get comma banner tonight? Chat's been indicating that. I haven't actually looked at the schedule. Oh, is it? Wait. Is this where we get Eliza? I thought Eliza was a different event. Okay. I don't know why I was thinking Eliza was next year. Well, that's another servant analysis I've got to do. And in that regard, like, I definitely have to do more servant analysis as units start coming up. But, you know, I'm expecting that I'm going to be doing the majority of those for JP here soon. So not anything too terrible on an A. Okay. Anyways, let's do the CQ here. But yeah, you guys can see like early November for the lotto and October for Halloween. Like this is literally chat. Hey, look, these are your next 3 events. These are also your last 3 events this year, pretty much. I think the only other thing is we get Carnimus rerun. Like it's really not going to be too much. Sin and Io, Huyan and Ellie. Yep. Started 2 weeks ago and I'm playing LB4 now. Kind of speed. Nice. Yeah, the only thing I'm going to say is, like, just be careful. Like, if you're willing to, like, you know, pop courts and stuff to progress, you'll definitely move on. But I don't necessarily advise that. Take your time, learn the game. Because, like, unfortunately, the content gets unforgiving towards the, like, newest content, right? I'm not saying it's, like, impossible or anything like that. Just that it will, if you don't have a developed account, basically cause issues. Okay, so I have no idea what I'm dealing with because the story said, screw you. Chat, can I say this? If their idea is for, like, giving you a challenge quest and making you build a comp for it, this fails that premise. Like, it's basically telling you go look up a guide. I don't like question mark nodes in that sense. Because it's like, oh, if I want to build a comp, I can't. I just have to build something that I think will work, but it will likely fail. And this is like, again, we had that whole debate over the invincible comp and people spamming it. I'm like, well, this is how you get invincible comp. I'm not even kidding you. When you don't have any idea of what to build, invincible comp is the safest comp. So that's why people do it. Okay, so let's see. So we got Our Valkyries, we've got Gareth, Assclap, Lady Avalon, Yan King, and Ashia Doman. Definitely a good chunk of people in this. We're gonna have a taunt with Gareth as well. They're all a 1 out of 1 battle. Wait, I'm confused then. Why did they order it like this? There's 8 units as a 1 out of 1 battle. So like I assume they're all gonna be on the field at times. They pop up after break bars, okay. Oh, if I remember correctly, I think I just Summer Musashi'd this. I think I just laughed at the whole premise of it. Which is not bad. Let's go ahead and see what we can do in that front. I'm just gonna turn everything on. There we go. Take Lord Zuko. And we're gonna get him out of there, and we're gonna get well, you know what? Last time I did Musashi, but this time I could do Ibuki. The only thing Ibuki doesn't have is Ibuki doesn't have that Invuln Pierce, but let me see what effects they have. The Lady Avalon has Invuln Pierce. Doesn't look like it's unremovable, at least. And yeah, Doman's gonna remove all of my buffs. Fantastic. Well, not all of them, just all of my defensive buffs. Well, he only drains 20% charge, okay. Ew. Proto Merlin, why? Debuff immunity. Okay, yeah, I don't see any issue there. They get buff removal resist 1 time. Do they? Well, either way, we can still try. And I think what we'll do, okay, so that actually is an NP2. I'm gonna go ahead and flippity flop that. This is sort of an invincible comp in and of itself, and I'm doing it mostly because we literally have a damage bonus unit in her at this point, so why not? Well, you know what? I do still want to bond her, so I'm gonna leave her in there just because I can. But maybe I put something else here on the back line. Can I fit a 5-star? I cannot. Can I fit a 4-star? I cannot. Ooh. But I can do that and still be able to fit a 4-star. So, well, actually, what we could do. Where is she? Right there. Could do is one of those. And then sneak this in here, and that's a sufficient backline for when I get to Doman for murder hoboing Doman. And that should be adequate. Oh crap though, because I don't really need this. Well, let's see. Take out event bonus. The clock tower. Yeah, clock tower is at least going to give me some free charge per turn. Alrighty, let's try it, chat. Let's see what happens. I find Invuln Pierce to be better for CQ since they don't care if the Invuln's unremovable. Yep, you're not wrong. That's something that like everyone will sit there and say like, oh, Invuln Pierce and defensive buff removal are the same thing, and I'm like, no, they're not. Defensive buff removal is better against something like Castoria. Invuln Pierce is better against CQs where you can't remove stuff. So like it really just depends on the scenario for what you're trying to deal with. Both are good in their own sense, but there's definitely things that can kind of get in the way of them. So she does have the arts card resist for 5 turns. I don't really care. She can have her arts card resist for 5 turns because this is just going to be a thing. So I'm just going to go ahead and try to pop the buffs. It's not really going to be a full-blown invincible comp here yet. Mostly because we're just going to try to somewhat loop here. At a quack? Yes. Kama would whoop his ass, true indeed. No cheerleader outfit? I like the third ascension. I don't know why chat has issues with the third ascension. I actually think the third ascension's hotter. But I do understand people that like the first ascension as well. Okay. Just murder hoboing that Castoria, making me glad I brought a second one. Oh no, taunt, whatever will I do? Okay, gonna pop one of those. So at this point, we're gonna do that. I could have taken the free like extra charge there for the rest of the party, but worst case scenario, ended up using whatchamacallit, Proto Merlin's charge skill. Okay, there we go. We got a Dedge. Get some easy charge back. Lady Avalon should get enough charge per turn to make it so that she'll complete at least. Please, no! Okay, that's something I'm gonna have to consider here. I totally forgot about the taunt mechanic there. I was thinking like, oh, taunt only on the only for the enemy. It happens. Taunt in fact mattered, it did. Well, it's okay. I should be able to at least pop the invuln. Although, let me see here. So, receiving attacks, yada yada yada. Okay, so what we can do is basically that is what we'll go for. Which is funny because then I could go ahead and pop her and P, but we're still gonna do this because Ibuki's gonna need the refund from the chain here. I think that'll be better. Musashi Guts saved my run in that moment. Nice. Okay. Nice and easy. Unfortunately, there goes my emergency invuln. But at this point, it's like to be expected. Especially since I've got 4 stacks of taunt. What's wild is like, she just hits somebody, then they have taunt, and then she keeps hitting them because of that. Okay, so now we've got invuln, but that's not the worst scenario, as we certainly have the capability of doing other stuff here. Let's see, your overcharge should be super effective earth, right? Yep. And I don't know that any of these are actually earth. Let me see. So Assclap is earth. Okay. Brood is sky, as I thought, and Lady Avalon is... Oh, I'm surprised she's earth. All right, let's go with that. This definitely is going to be better. So we'll actually put Ibuki second in the sequence here. And the reason why you do this sort of thing, chat, is because with the arts variant of an invincible comp, you can actually flip flop the order. With Buster, you normally wanted to do like Himiko or Morgan Le Fay first in the sequence, but it really wasn't a big deal. It was one of those deals where like you just really care about getting the stacks for Castoria. But at least, it got like, hey, additional stars per turn and stuff. It's just with arts, it's a little bit easier to not give a crap. And if you have a unit that has a more effective damage dealing overcharge, you can go for it and actually use that in order to get more damage. Look very closely. Oh, yeah. Okay. I totally forgot about the buff removal resistance. That's fine. The whole goal here, anyway, is to protect the party. We're the sophisticated card type. Listen, every card type has its drawbacks. I will say I do think art still just always has an edge that the other card types don't have, but it's not like crazy, right? Like there's definitely points where like it just won't even come into play, so you don't have to worry about it too much, but it's certainly not something that you want to mess around with too much. All right, so we can go with Mighty Chain. I could also go with Castoria Chain here. Lady Avalon's about to get to an NP. Hell, my Castoria is not going to necessarily be able to get there very fast, but we could certainly go for this. I think it's a greed NP, but it's an NP nonetheless. That being said, let's make sure Lady Avalon dies out of all of them. I actually don't even care if Asclepius like hangs around and gives everyone guts. It's no big issue. I don't want the party. Well, she gives them charge per turn when she NPs, but she gives them charge per turn when she dies too. All right, it didn't matter anyways. Both of them are down, so this is basically just bonk Ortoland. Oh, nice. We actually finished her. I did not think that was going to be the case. This is the ideal scenario here as both of them come out without... oh, that's a lot of curse and drain. Excellent. And I have nothing to protect me at the moment. Hmm... Let's risk it. It's risky, but I'll just scuff if not. Should actually be focusing Doman. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Okay. Gonna go ahead and do that. Yeah, screw it. Let's just go for the kill. None of them have kill resistance. Just send it. We'll do it like that. Everybody comfy checked indeed. That extra attack damage append. 6 turns, how disappointed? I mean, 6 turns is fine. You literally have like what, like 3 break bars in this at minimum, so you're a minimum of like what, 4 turns? Which actually... No, wait, was that a min turn? Hold on. Yeah, no, 4 turns of min turn. So you could do a min turn, but I don't know, that'd be kind of spicy, but that's okay. I got no issues with it. Like that legitimately was a just set it and forget it type deal. And like I said, again, we've had arguments where people have been like, oh, hey, you can't do the invincible comp fast. Chat, the arts version of the invincible comp is fast. It just, like, it's faster than Buster in most scenarios, because Buster really requires you to sit there and card all the time in order to get back. It requires you, in order to pop off outside of the NP every 3 turns, to basically end up having, like, Buster cards and synergy there. The arts version just keeps looping. It just keeps going. You just keep chain firing them and it gets hilarious. So, like, there is that nature to it that makes it go very quick, and I think a lot of people discount that and don't really understand. It doesn't mean that it's going to be your fastest like 3 turn or anything like that, but it's not nearly as slow as most people make it out to be. Quick, you guys have invincible comps? I mean, you can still run the invincible comp with quick. It's just not going to be as efficient because you don't actually have the proper like buffers in there to really help it pop off. But could you run it with a quick unit? Yeah, absolutely. And in fact, if you guys remember my my video talking about the invincible / immortal comp, basically does mention quick and the options for it there. Use MP2 with Zerk, Musashi, Jalter, and Oberon in the back. Took me 6 turns. Yep. What was that noise? What did that do? I'm terrified. I think someone subscribed on YouTube. Thank you to whoever did that. It is what it is. Ah, there we go. Despair, thank you for the $5. I appreciate it. Back to work. Here's $5 towards summer Khadroth rolls or Christmas summer Khadroth variant. Sorry, Christmas Khadroth variant, which sounds worse. Have fun grinding. Thank you, Despair. I appreciate it. Yeah, I've gotta like get something where I can actually see the notifications, and this is why like I'm trying to shift away from Nightbot, because Nightbot's terrible at this sort of thing. Nightbot is a good bot, but it's not meant for the multi-streaming age, nor is it really meant for YouTube at all. It has some capability to do it now, but it's really bad with how it does. So if you were to get one of the card shirts, what shirt would you choose? Buster, Arts, Quick, or Extra? Honestly, I've said this before, I actually don't have a preference. I think like the only thing that would sway my preference would be like probably like Buster just for Artoria. Like that would be it, right? It wouldn't be because like I favor the card type at all. I don't know. Maybe Arts. I feel like I might look better in an Arts shirt. See, I have like totally just BS reasons for actually choosing it because it doesn't really actually matter. Gasp your Buster head? Mm-hmm. Quick is card printing easily, though. Yeah, I mean, like, so it's really weird, because I've seen, obviously I see your average farmer person just go, oh, Quick's stupid. Quick's bad. It doesn't do well. And then I see, like, your average challenge person kind of just have, like, mixed opinions on it because it doesn't have the proper support. And then I see, like, a bunch of the, like, Minturn people are like, oh, no, Quick's the best card. So it's really weird to see people run the gambit on this stuff. What I'm going to say is that Quick as a card type doesn't really have big issues anymore. Its biggest issue is just in its systems and how those work. And individual units for Quick can absolutely pop off and be monsters, and they're what really does hold the card type up for right now. But mostly just it needs better support options, and that's really its only issue. Go Quick, blend in with gators. If I have a gator problem in my house, I've got big issues. Because that means they've learned how to climb hills. Hello, Fox. How's it going? Arts Cosmarica? Yes. Okay, now, chat, I am left scarred and deformed by my attack. As you guys know, I can't fully open my mouth right now. I have no idea why this is. Like I said, I'm gonna have to fix it like in between stream. But there was one other thing I definitely wanted to do with you guys tonight, and that was this. What is this? I don't know. This is the CAD scene where I can't open my mouth. But I did want to talk with you guys, and I did want to like ask you how you guys felt about the debut and how you guys actually feel about the VTuber model. I know now is not the best like representation of it. I'm sorry, but I do want your honest 2 cents here, because like, and I'm gonna say like, you know, at least be respectful, but I don't mind if you guys are critical of it in any way, shape, or form. I want to know what you guys think I need to work on and what I need to do. And I'm also willing to answer any sort of questions if you guys have anything left over from debut, anything that you felt like I didn't cover or talk about. I see it open though. Yeah, so I have 2 versions of my model. I have a V-Bridger version and just a normal VTube Studio version. This is the VTube Studio version. You can see my mouth doesn't actually like move as much. It's just kind of like there. V-Bridger gives you a lot more like reactivity to it, and that is the nice aspect to it, but it's not like this is unusable. It just is it's not as crisp looking. The model's by face, so it just works. I thought a helmet was coming. Okay, so yeah, so a lot of people were asking about the helmet during the debut. Let's talk about that. So I worked with Faye for a long time on helmets. We came up with several different options. You guys saw Faye draw several of them on his stream. We went with none of them. There were even more than you guys actually saw, and the part of the reason for that is we realized that like wearing a helmet was going to sort of disguise the face and make it like unable to see. So that's why you have something like a hood where you can still see the majority of the facial features. The only thing you really can't see are my eyes here. And like if I put on my glasses, you can still tell my eyes are there. If I put on my blindfold, you can still tell my eyes are here. So it's something where we realized that having a helmet sort of defeated the entire point towards having a, you know, fully rigged face. As cool as it would have been, it was not worth the time or the effort in actuality to do. So that is why. We did have original plans for a helmet. I had some cool ideas for it. Faye had some cool concepts for it, and it just ended up not being that feasible. Faux hat. Okay, so everyone is asking, am I going to have a faux hat toggle? We also determined that was not worth it because it actually shouldn't be too difficult for us to get like just a PNG and for me to be able to attach it to my model. Is Doggo Cam gone? For right now, yes. But what I'm considering doing is finding a way to turn it into a stream redemption so that you guys can actually activate it and make it so that it's not always online, always taking up space on the overlay and stuff, but something where it's like, hey, I want to see the dogs, and you can actually see it. So that's something I'm looking into right now. That one's actually probably one of the like closest ones to being able to do. It shouldn't be too difficult for me to set up. I think it needs to be a little bit more colorful in clothing. Yeah, I mean, we went with a green color scheme for a reason. I saw some people asking why not Aurelia's colors. There's a reason. That's all I'm gonna say. There's a lore reason. We'll get to that when we get to that part of the story. Which is a good segue to at least mention that if you guys haven't already, remember I do have the entire lore sequence out. Go give that a read. I posted it on the Discord. It is 3 chapters long. It is robust, but I think you guys will actually really enjoy it. I know I talked about like being an isekai knight and all that stuff, but it is very much in the realm of things where I tried to keep it both descriptive, but also at the same time brief. I didn't want to write Jane Eyre, nor did I want to write something that was basically just like a webtoon where there was barely any wording to it. So I wanted to find that in between. I wanted to make it a little bit more robust than say like a light novel or something like that. So it is a novel in that sense, but I figured like, hey, let's add pictures and everything, give you guys an actual like mind's eye view for it. Cat Assassin confirmed. Art style's okay, not too anime-ish. Yeah, I'm gonna say this, that it is a little bit more realistic. It's like, I'm okay with it. I think the issue that we had when we were looking at this originally in concept for the model was like, hey, what did we like want me to actually look like? And the issue I had is, and chat, if you guys are familiar with VTubers, you know this. Just about every single male VTuber looks like a fuckboy. You know exactly what I mean. So that's kind of the issue that we were somewhat having, is like, hey, how do I do like a manly man, if you will? And so that's kind of what we looked at. In that regard, we definitely looked at a couple of other VTubers out there. We tried to see how they were handling it, and at least it did give us inspiration for doing this way to the model. They look like Genshin characters. Yeah, I mean, if you look back at like Aurelia 2.0, she very much looks in a similar fashion. Maybe not as high quality, but like that similar cell shaded style and everything. And I'm not like criticizing them. I think it's an interesting choice, but we did want to be at least a little bit different with the model design and making it actually look like not just like every standard VTuber out there, every standard male VTuber out there, and we wanted to make sure that that it was something easily identifiable at glance. So, yeah, the pretty boy problem. You say it like it's a bad thing. I mean, it's not if you like it, right? Like, but in that regard, like, yeah, I'm not trying to necessarily be a pretty boy, but I wanted to be maybe like more manly and handsome in that sense. So maybe a little bit more realistic rather than a little bit more like fantasy, where it's like, oh, I look like a Zoolander model, but somehow I've managed to be like, the god emperor of mankind who smites all of his foes and has insane powers and is just like crazy. Favorite SAO girl, Alice. I mean, that's come on, it's literally Saber. The more serious VTuber model suits you better. And that's what we were really hoping for. At some point, I will definitely get another like outfit done. I already have an idea for that, but we'll just have to wait and see on that sort of thing. Fuckboy CAD could have been a thing. It could have been. It probably wouldn't have been, though, because I don't know that I would have been okay with it. Like, my entire goal in all of this is not necessarily to just make every single woman in the world drool all over me, which is definitely something that I think a lot of other male VTubers try to do. They try to thirst trap. And I'm going to say this, that while I don't mind people finding me attractive, one of the things that I find unattractive is like basically unhinged people. And I definitely see don't get me wrong, males are guilty of this too. This is not a female only thing, but I definitely see a lot of like women on the internet and the anime sphere, things like they get to the point that they actually just start going incoherent and just like barking, and like it's kind of wild to me. And I'm like, no, please, dear God, no. There's something about that that's just a major turn off to me. So in that regard, I was like, you know what, let's try to keep it classy. Let's try to make sure that everything is nice and nice and crisp and clean. Cad's seen the bow clip. Oh, listen, chat. I've seen so that's not even the worst bow clip. You want the worst bow clip? Oh, hold on. My power there was waning. Here, give me 1 second. Okay. Sorry about that. So the worst bow clip that I've ever seen is the one where she had to ram her foot in a toilet for some dare that she did. And I don't know why she did. I still don't know the context for it. All I know is that like I literally saw her like sticking her foot in the toilet and just like moving it all around, right? Grand Gooner class advantage against CAD. Yeah, like it is what it is. Like, I didn't want to see like that level of unhingedness in my chat. So if people find me attractive, it's okay. But like, I just wanted to at least keep things relatively sane here. I don't mind people getting excited. I don't mind people simping on other people. It's just like, hey, don't go like totally unhinged just because you're on the internet. People be thinking, oh, I'm on the internet, I can do whatever I want. And I'm like, you can do that, but there's certainly consequences. We have theme models for Halloween or Christmas. Certainly not at first. I like that sort of thing. Chat, I can't stress to you guys enough how expensive doing any of this is. So it is a issue. And it's definitely something that will probably come with success more than anything. So if this actually does work and we do manage to grow the channel some, then yeah, I'm all for doing additional like toggles, additional outfits, you name it. Was it the one with Blythe? I actually, the one where she's barking? Yeah, I think it was the one with Blythe. But I'm not even talking about that. Like, I'm legitimately talking, like, I see people on, like, Twitter and in actual chats doing this, so. And I always am like, oh, that's so cringe. Don't start barking, basically. No, you can absolutely start barking, just don't bark at me. Not Brave Liz costume, please? Sure. Wait, chat saw Cad face. Did I miss the face reveal? Yes. Yes, you did. The face reveal was the last 5 years. I mean, Bao is pretty unhinged. I wouldn't call it a standard experience. Oh, she definitely is. Like, and I'm not trying to say that like it's crazy to be that way. I don't necessarily like the normalization of it though, right? Like, it's one thing for like one VTuber to be that way. It's another thing for everyone to go, now this is the new standard and we all need to be this way. That's the dog's job, exactly. We will bark at Aurelia. I mean, you can try, but Aurelia is armed. And she definitely knows how to deal with the likes of you, chat. There you go, chat. There's a toggle you don't have. Gad, have you seen the short TV commercial for Annie 9? I have. And they've been releasing it in parts. I think there's 2 parts out right now. SMH. That amuses me more than it has any right to, of course. Like I said, she is a lot more capable than most people realize. She has obviously quite a bit of capacity to do things, including the ability to point and the ability to have a gun as she points, chat. Stiff upper lip tonight? Exactly. But no, it's there were a lot of reasons why everything panned out the way that it did, and I just kind of wanted to give you guys the opportunity to like, ask questions on it. So again, if you guys got any more questions, I'm happy to talk. If you guys got lore questions, I'm happy to answer them to the extent that they're not spoilers. She has a Glock. It's a 1911, actually. But she can definitely use it if she has to. She casts gun, chat. Does she have a horny bong stick? No, not yet. Does Aurelia do any wrestling? She certainly could. Which third ascension do you think looks better for this character? Balbon, Sith, Kate, Ku, Priestess? Basically, who got the better third ascension, OG or Summer? I don't know that I remember either of them off the top of my head. Oh, I think I know who. Yeah, no, it's 100% Summer. Summer absolutely got the much better third ascension. That's not even a contest. I think that sort of thing just boils down to like, do you actually like unhinged crazy? I've seen Twitter is trying to circulate the men prefer unhinged women, and I'm like, no, they don't. Boys prefer unhinged women. Men don't. Or God's caliber? I don't know. You'll just have to see. I'm curious if Aurelia has ever gone to an Arby's or an Olive Garden. I don't think I would ever dare take her to an Arby's. Olive Garden, perhaps. A PPK kind of guy? I see. OG Tristy is decaying. Yeah, like I said, the summer one's just way better to me. It's more precise to say the internet instead of boys. Yeah, I do agree with that, right? Like, I think even to a degree, it's like it's the cool hip thing to like dark, edgy, unhinged people on the internet. Whereas in real life, the second you actually encounter that, you're like, oh shit, no, I'm getting out of here. Like Peepo Sprint. She loves the endless breadsticks, doesn't she? She does. Actually, I have a question. Do I have a mod in chat right now? Do I have a mod in chat right now? Asking for a reason. No modders? Chat, did we get rid of all the mods? Are all the mods asleep? So are you Aurelia's knight? Yes. I mean, my Twitter's a dead giveaway if you guys have ever looked at that. I don't know, did we? Okay, there's a mod. Hello, token mod. Token mod, could you please type exclamation point you died? No space. There you go. There you go. Okay, you killed Aurelia. So I had that one, and there you go. Chat's also realized that they can make Aurelia salute. And that was in there. There were several things I actually totally forgot to do for the day of the debut. That was one of the ones that I meant to show off. And so now, like, if I ever die in the middle of, like, Dark Souls or anything like that, they can get it to do that. And no, chat, you can't trigger that. Only a mod can. Because mods are the only ones that have the power to use that command. I killed the queen. Am I getting executed now? Yes. There is also, the keyboard one, which, oh dear God, okay, it's because I refreshed her. So this is what people talked about. For some odd reason, after restarting Warudo, the first time I ever used the keyboard, she literally like breaks her back in order to use it. So that's a thing, and the keyboard's really, really nice. And then you guys also got to see the glasses at one point where, like, I basically had her utilizing this while doing one of the promotional videos. It looked like some back-breaking yoga pose. Oh, it definitely was. It definitely was a back-breaking yoga pose. And it's so much that I can't even make her do this again. Voldo from Soul Calibur. Yep. And then let's see. Let's get rid of the glasses, because then there was another thing that I totally forgot to show off. Chat, are you ready? Are you ready, chat? He's here. Can she do Omoshiro? Wait, what is Omoshiro? Doge, yes. We did get the Doge Knight converted, so he is here. And I also have the capacity of, well, you know what? I'm not going to spoil that. We're going to save that for tomorrow. There's definitely going to be another reveal tomorrow. A once a month yoga pose. Well, so what I'm beginning to learn, especially with regards to this sort of setup, is that I definitely need to like, do a lot of like prep pre-stream now. I need to like make sure I reboot all of my programs and stuff. Used to be that I didn't. I tried to keep them all open so that I didn't have to deal with any sort of like technical issues, because chat, when it works, you don't break it. Okay, that's what I have learned over time. Not a thought behind those eyes? Oh no, there's definitely thoughts. They're just not good. They are murderous thoughts. What'll happen to Doge? Nothing. Nothing will happen to Doge. Why? Do you think something will happen to Doge? Do you still have the Doge Knight model? Yeah, I mean, this is literally it. So it's definitely a thing. I also did get it converted, so I guess in theory I could stream as it, but there was no real reason to. And there's chat murdering Aurelia again. Oh, the whole glass is pushing the finger in with the finger. Yeah. Okay, now she's back. I don't know why she got launched twice there. That was weird. But yeah, no, it does not launch the dog off her shoulder because so how that sort of thing works is it's basically attached to her. Oh. Oh. There you go. Wait, why are you curious? Oh, you wanted to see what happens if the Doge Knight's on her while all that's going on? Yeah, nothing. The Doge Knight's more or less a prop. Like, the cool part about it is, and I don't know if you guys can see it, but it does have jiggly ears. So in order to, like, make him do more, I probably can do stuff, but I probably gotta, like, actually look into that. Oh, yes, my low power mode. Wait, that shouldn't be popping up. That's weird. Yeah, it's not gonna fling the dog, chat. Kind of terrifying where they're being that close to the stream. Yeah, I mean that's by design. Helicopter. Yep. That's the spin command. So the spin command almost didn't make it for the debut because like that one is spicy. If it's overdone too much, and that's why there's a cooldown on it. If it's overdone too much, it actually does break the entire lighting on the model. So I learned not to make Aurelia spin faster than the speed of light, because that would cause problems. And I didn't want to do that. Just looks like she peach bombered me. Yes. Doge glued on tight. Yep. Well, he's attached to her actual shoulder bone. That is how that works. And again, if you guys have not seen, like, I have quite the capability of doing a bunch of stuff. Okay, so someone redeemed the random pose. Oh, and that's interesting. I am actually surprised that that doesn't break the pose. And hello, Silverwind. How's it going? I really thought that would break the pose. So that's actually good. That means I don't have to worry about pose breaks, at least. Because that is a thing. Like, so basically, if chat says certain things, you can get Aurelia to respond and react, and that's been something that I've been dealing with there in that regard. Dun, 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 dun. Sir Catalot, yep. Model's good, gonna take some getting used to, but good. Yeah, I mean, well, wait, you mean Aurelia or do you mean me? I assume you mean me, because Aurelia doesn't take any getting used to. She just flat out looks better. But no, I mean, like, I understand. And that's like, so chat, like I said, this was actually somewhat planned. When we first started working on this, because going VTuber has been something that, like, kind of years ago now, I was like, you know what? I should probably do this at some point, right? And so I started like planning out how to do it and kind of talking with some people. And like I mentioned during the debut, Faye ended up doing a mock-up and I was like, this is the perfect opportunity. Let's kind of go with it. But in that time, I had sat there and like really thought about how would a transition for this channel occur. My channel is not young. This is a going on like 7th year channel at this point. I have been streaming for a long time with you guys, so I knew that this was going to be a big change. So that is why, to a degree, I was like, yeah, it's okay, Faye, if you want to draw it on your stream. It's also why my profile picture on Discord has been this for like over a year now. Same thing with my Twitter profile. I wanted to get you guys used to seeing this rendition of me so that it wouldn't be nearly as crazy when you finally did see it. And that's a big reason why I was attempting to do all that stuff. A little bit of both. I was really used to Aurelia's old model. Don't worry, that sort of thing will come with time. And like I said, this version is a lot more interactable. It's a lot more. It's honestly, in all seriousness, it has a lot more like personality. Like that is 100% what she is going to be capable of doing. You've been streaming for more than 5 years? Yes, I have been. And like I said, like the old model could not even think about doing things like dances. Like I said, there's just certain things that like there is just no way that that the old model was ever going to be capable of handling. She won at Fortnite pretty much. Personality, that's what it's called now. Yep. Yep. I like how she's still stuck in that pose. She is literally still stuck in that pose. Yeah. I wasn't expecting that. Nope. And I'm not going to be surprised if there's still more surprises in chat. The way this system works now, especially for Aurelia, Aurelia is so much easier to do more stuff with compared to me. Doing anything with me, doing anything with 2D, it takes time because it has to get drawn and it then has to get rigged. With 3D, it is very much like, hey, it's kind of already rigged. And so from there, if I want to make changes to Aurelia in any way, shape, or form, that's actually not going to be super difficult. It's just about getting the people to actually do it. And that's not hard. Can she walk like an Egyptian? I don't believe I have that one, no. But she can do a lot of other stuff. So, do you have a controller toggle for who? For Aurelia? That is something I have discussed, but it is not. No, I don't yet. But if you're asking, do I? Yes, I physically do have a controller toggle, like right here. For you, for gaming. Yep. Yep. Personally, I prefer 2D. Yeah, I don't blame anyone for liking 2D. I think it's really good. My stipulation, and I'm sure Kieran would tell you this as well, is that like my big gripe with 2D is that you have an uncanny valley vibe with a lot of 2D. And so the big thing that I wanted to make sure of is like, as you guys can see, I can move side to side, but there's never a point where it feels like my model is like crazy looking. That was the big thing that I really tried to like hammer home to everybody in this process is like, no, I don't ever want that uncanny valley vibe. I want to basically have it just be normal, right? I was there for debut, but I had chores to do. Oh no, it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. I blame Zephyr. Hello, Indianapolis Bob. Indiana Bob. I get Uncanny Valley more with 3D than I do 2D. I could see that. Like, it's definitely a case of like having like her right next to me as 3D when I'm 2D. Yeah, there's definitely a level of Uncanny Valley, I think, there. Versus like if we were both 3D, I don't think you'd see it. And if we were both 2D, I don't think you'd see it. That's always kind of been a thing, but it is what it is. I do like a lot our modal. Wait, what do you mean? But that's always been something that I've said too. It's the same thing with anime. If you ever notice whenever they like have CGI for anything and then they combine it with something that's hand drawn, it looks really weird. Oh, model. Okay, thank you. I was like, modal. What's a modal? I like that anime mouths being open even from sideways. Yep. Well, I mean, that's the other thing. Like, she actually can be turned. I could turn the old Aurelia model, but the old Aurelia model just did not look great in that regard. Like, I can actually boot it up here and show you guys here real fast. Your background art is so sick too. I love what Milky did. She did such a great job with it. It looks fantastic, and it's funny because the way I ended up with the day and the night version was actually a miscommunication. And I asked her, I was like, "Hey, can we just go ahead and incorporate this as well?" And she was like, "Yeah, sure." Because I think Milky ended up getting delayed on delivering it, and there was some concern about like hitting it for the debut date. But she actually did deliver, and I was super appreciative of that. Okay, so hold on, chat. Just gotta do this and this. It should be there. We go. Okay, so this is old 2D Aurelia, chat. Okay, now sorry, 3D Aurelia. This is 2.0 Aurelia though. So 2.0 Aurelia, you guys can see she looks nice and everything, but really there is not a lot that I can actually do with that. And let me see here. Oh, wait, no, I might not be able to move her. I think we locked her, basically. There we go. Oh God. Oh God, now she's actually vocal tracking better than I am. God damn. So I do have a switch button that allows her to be moved around and stuff, but I forget how I've somehow locked her in VC face because I like this has become such a thing that I basically just never actually like moved her at this point in time. And I'm trying to remember exactly how I did it, but it got to the point that like if you saw Aurelia from any other angle, it just didn't work well. Looks like Aurelia is moving with the gamepad. Yeah. Here, let me see. Because I think I can show you guys in one way, shape, or form. And actually, so truth be told here, chat, the model is at least ever so slightly like converted downward for use in Warudo. Um, this is actually like a full-blown Blender model. Ba-dum-ba. Sorry, I'm just having to scroll through a lot of conversations for this chat. Okay. Yeah, okay. So here we go. Okay. So let's switch scenes here, chat, real fast. Let me get rid of my controller here. So basically, and you guys can see, right? Like this is how Aurelia like 3.0 looks from the side now at this point. I'll even get rid of her flexing there, but like just to give you an idea of like her side profile, right, in comparison. But like this is the issue with the old model. So for instance, this is a mock-up that the original modeler sent me. And you can already see like right here, just when like I start to move. So like this is her from straight on. The second you even get to like right here, you can already see like some weird morphing issue with the chest. That's just already a thing. And it gets even weirder the more you turn. You guys wanted to talk about Ibuki having a misshapen like ass. Yeah, this gets even weirder with Aurelia. And you can actually see how like from the sides, just how like thick the actual lines for everything were. The modeler didn't really understand how to make cloth or anything like that. And basically everything ended up kind of having weird proportions and weird shaping. None of it actually looked like accurate or correct in that regard. Meanwhile, if we were to turn original Aurelia sideways, all of it actually does kind of work. All of it looks a lot more natural, a lot more human in that regard. And you can actually see that the armor is well fleshed and not necessarily like just something that got painted on the skin. Booby doesn't want to show its profile? Yeah, 100%. Same thing from the back. The patterning and everything looks okay, but we basically end up with, just a weird sort of stiff shape for the cape. The cape never had any sort of physics applied to it, nor could it, because it never had any sort of bones set into it. And even at the point of me getting Aurelia actually set up to do animations, the person that animated Aurelia 2.0 had to hand animate everything. It was awful. So like, there's a reason that I basically don't use this form. And you guys can even see it to a degree as like, even in the face, you start getting, certainly like at this angle, it looks okay. But you can definitely get to like the sides where you start to notice some of that uncanny valley vibe where the edge of the face is actually like there. And this is something that like someone like me notices as I look through a lot of this stuff on the regular, but it definitely is something that becomes a little bit more apparent as you actually look. Whereas this version of Aurelia is a lot more like realistic and definitely has adequate shaping to the face and everything like that. There's nothing actually that crazy about it. It's not necessarily anime style, but it's also not like weird looking in that regard. It actually does end up looking pretty natural and normal. So that was the big issue that I had essentially with the old model is it didn't have a lot of the bells and whistles that it needed to have, and it was not built to the quality nor the cost, frankly, of how much it actually did end up costing me. Sorry about that. My model froze up again there. Yeah, it was a very like sort of raw deal that I ended up getting from that. And the interesting part about all of this is all of this, even though it's 3D, is bolted onto her body. Like everything here is a like it's just a paint job on the actual like thing. Everything is just sculpted as if it's part of the body. Whereas with Aurelia, with Aurelia, chat, everything is toggleable. Everything. So it's like I can straight up like end up like just removing everything as needed, which means that should the need arise, I have the capability of getting a different outfit for Aurelia without having to totally get a model redone. That is certainly the issue with this old model, is if I wanted to do anything, I had to completely get a redone model for it, which was awful. I hated that. It's difficult to describe why this is such a like bad deal, but I can't emphasize enough that if your only goal was to make like a sculpture, this would have been fine in theory. I still would have had my issues with it, but it would have been fine in theory. But the second you wanted to do anything interactable with it, this version was just terrible. And the person knew that. The person absolutely screwed me in that sense. So that was the issue that I ended up having with it overall. Aurelia, yes. Yeah, and so in that regard, like being able to do more with her, that's actually going to be pretty easy. My brain went Moogle for a second when I heard you say Mogul. Yeah. But no, I think like this sort of thing is just natural. It's kind of like expected to happen. I understand some people prefer 2D over 3D. There's not like much I can do about that in that regard. But if I wanted Aurelia to be truly interactable, this is kind of the step I had to take with her. So And honestly, I'm super pleased with it. There's maybe a couple of gripes that I currently have with the current setup, but they're nothing major, not compared to the way the old version of her was. So they're very small and insignificant things to me. But my model in and of itself, my model was in a weird way a lot easier to do, but also it took just way longer and way more work. Aurelia and her 3D model came together in, like I said, about 3 months. It was very fast. So I'm very pleased with everything that happened on that end. My model took about a year and a half. So it'd be what it'd be. But chat, any other questions? Any other concerns? Or is chat just dead? Will you re-add Fusion Dance as a redeem in the future, CAD? For me to re-add that, I would have to stream as 3.0 Aurelia for that. Because 3.0 Aurelia would be a lot more capable in that regard anyways. But I'll think about it. That's definitely something I could do. I'm going to read your novel. Thank you. I appreciate that. I hope you guys do. And like I said, if you do read the lore, feel free to give me any sort of feedback on it. I would definitely appreciate that as well. But chat, I think I'm going to end up calling it an early night here. There's not a whole lot we've got to do. And so let me see who all's on, as I'm going to use this time to get some nice, good rest. Will there be a Hounds option? Maybe. Monthly tickets did not bring home Scotty. Oof. My condolences. Let me see who all's on tonight. You know what? Screw it. Let's go raid Bow. Why not? Just as proof, chat. This is the funniest raid I can think of at this point. But again, get your emotes ready. I will see you guys tomorrow. We're gonna be doing more FGO, and we're also gonna be doing some variety for once. So I'm happy to finally have the return of variety here for a little bit. So. And like I said, don't forget, Friday we're going to be doing community night. I'm not sure what we're going to be doing, so we may need you guys to download certain games or something like that. Just stay tuned, and if you guys haven't already, make sure you get on the Discord. I also did, I do still need to talk to people about the rewards. I did get our commission set up and everything for the art commission, but I got to get the Tsukihime people handled. So again, thank you though. I will see you guys for the next one. Go give Bao my love, and good night.